The following footage is certified PG. Pretty great.
Nice. I like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm working on my intro for our Breakfast Take show. Welcome everybody to
Morning.
Breakfast Takes. My name is Ed, also known as the Dad Hat, and with me I got my good friend with a very awesome looking hat.
Yes, I've got
I
my
see you
gear
didn't
on.
want to put any other hat on today. You wanted to just wear that.
Yeah, it's not a good weekend. Not a good weekend. I don't even know where to go with it.
Tell me why wasn't it a good weekend, man?
Man, there was so many great bowl games on Saturday after about 2:30 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock. After that, they were fantastic. But that first game, actually the first two games, I mean, the Pitt game, I didn't watch much Pitt, East Carolina, but it looked like it was kind of a blah game.
Yeah.
And our game, what a shit show. I mean, come on.
It really was a bad game,
I mean,
wasn't it?
It was very bad. And that's like, I see all these people on the Clemson sites like praising Klubnik and where do you think he's going to get drafted and what a great career he's had. And it's too bad it's his last game. I'm like, are y'all freaking crazy? I mean, come on. I don't mean to bash the kid. He's a good kid. I think he has potential. I don't think he's lived up to it, and that could be a lot to do with the coaching staff. And I don't see it. I mean, they're like, who do you think is going to draft him? I'm like, nobody. and I saw another person in the Clemson site posted, how did he go from this? And he shows highlights of the game against Texas in the playoffs last year, which we lost, but he's dropping dimes everywhere across the field, everything. And I mean, most of the season, everything he was throwing was overthrow. He was throwing everything high. Guys were having to climb the ladder to try and even get to it. And then he goes out there on Saturday and he's throwing one hoppers. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, the receivers weren't catching a lot of stuff either.
I was just going to say, so
they weren't doing him any favors, but he wasn't at some point when you got a quarterback that's throwing you one hoppers or not getting you the ball, when he does get you the ball, you're like, fuck it, I'm not catching it.
Like I don't need this.
Exactly.
And that was my issue. Like, because dude, we were talking, and of course, like how I like to instigate sometimes, but like, I was like, this is a boring ass game.
It was. I don't know where. It's funny because Dabo's like, we didn't call for the fake punt. We didn't, I don't know where that came from. It's like they almost took it upon themselves to do it. And I could see where they would. The guy lined up out to the right had no blocker on him. He's a gunner basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he was wide open over there. There was nobody there. I mean, it was ripe for a fake. The problem is he's got to pay attention when he goes out and he looks back and then he turns his head back downfield and the ball's thrown and it's not even thrown to where he's at. It's thrown to where they think he's going to go. It's like it just totally just downhill after that. Between that and the missed field goal. And it's like my friend that I was watching the game with, we didn't get together at the house or anything. We went out to a couple of, one's a little like tap house, and then we watched the first half basically at this tap house. Then we went over to a local brewery.
I saw that. You sent me some pictures of your beer.
Yeah. And we're sitting there, and it's so funny when he missed that first field goal. My friend Bart was just like, the guy's so damn cocky. He's been cocky ever since he hit that field goal against SMU last year in the ACC championship game, that he just went out there and just blew it. Like he went out there, like bowed out, like I got this. And then he didn't. It's like, pay attention to what you're doing. He totally just like whiffed on that, started it right. And it kept going right.
Like, well, okay, so what you did before, great, awesome, congratulations. That no longer matters.
No.
Like what matters is what happened in the past. That's it. It's done. It's over with.
Yeah, you can't go out there like it's automatic.
Yeah,
you gotta go through the process and hit and kick the ball. And you got to look at the conditions and everything. And we just were. I mean,
I'll be honest with you. I think it was a bad game for Clemson all around. It was just
oh
all
yeah,
around. Granted, and we'll go into. And by the way, guys, welcome to Breakfast Takes. This is your show where we talk about Carolina and South Carolina sports, North Carolina, South Carolina sports. Okay, we talk anything and everything when it comes to that. This weekend was not a good weekend for a lot of Carolina teams, except for ECU. ECU did get at the win, but it was just. It was not a good weekend. And I was watching the game. And listen, in my opinion, Clemson should have won that game because Penn State was not a good team this year
no,
at all. All right. You guys were the better team. But to be honest with you, man, it didn't look good.
no, not at all. I mean, again, and I'm not going to harp on the refs because the refs didn't do us any favors, but they didn't do Penn State any either. That was a horrible.
I was just going to say it was
both
a
ways.
badly officiated game
It was
all
badly
around.
officiated all around. So it's not their fault that we lost. It didn't help that they didn't call a lot of early. They didn't call a lot of pass interference on Penn State, but still, we were just doing horrible, and they made some bad calls, for Penn State.
Yeah.
that way too. But yeah, that was a pathetic performance. You can't get on a Saturday at noon. You're one of the first games on Saturday, the weekend after Christmas, before New Year's, and you just all you did was just tarnish your brand with a
100%.
performance like that.
Oh God, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, and the thing is, Dabo is so pissed off on the sidelines that whole game, and my friend Bart's like, "Who fuck's he pissed off at? It's his fault."
He should be pissed off at
Exactly,
dude. I was just gonna say the same thing. I was like, he should be pissed off at himself.
Yeah, it's like, what are you? I mean, who's he yelling at? Who's he yelling at? I'm like, well, he better be yelling at Garrett Riley on some of the offensive play calls. He better be yelling at Cade Klubnik. Yeah, and
you said this was Klubnik's last year, correct?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
good, because he didn't look good either.
I thought he had another year of eligibility, but apparently he did not, or it was just the way Dabo worded it was, I wish I had him for one more year. I mean, he needed another year, but
What's going on, Luke?
Hey, Luke, he needs another year in college, but with what we got the last few years, it's so Jekyll and Hyde with him. I don't need it.
Is it one more year with Clemson or one more year overall in college? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Dabo said he wished he had him one more year to continue helping him grow, but he's looking forward to seeing how he, grows on and off the field going forward.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of players that said they weren't coming back if Garrett Riley was the OC. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed to find that news out today.
What a hot mess is going on over there.
Yeah. I mean, and the nepotism of hiring a lot of former players as coaches has got to stop. I mean, our running backs are horrible. Our wide receivers are horrible. And I love those guys when they were players, but Grisham and Spiller, they got to go. They're not coaches. They're like, I said to somebody on, or may have even put it on a reply post or something. These guys, they're like the parent that wants to be your friend and not your parent. Like, they don't discipline you because they want to be your friend. Like, come on, you got to be a coach. You got to be hard on these guys. You can't go in there and be like, yeah, I played the game. I played in the league, and I know what to tell you to do to get to the league, and I'm your buddy. No,
you're not my buddy. No,
not at all.
I'm not your buddy. That's not how that works.
Right.
Okay. Listen, at the end of the day, there has to be a clear separation. There's a head coach and then there's a player. Okay. I get it. You want to be player friendly, which that's understandable. And I get that you want to do that. That's okay with that.
Yeah.
But no, there's no way you cannot, because this is what you get right here.
Exactly.
And you lost to a really bad Penn State team, which, by the way, their head coach wasn't there, right?
Right.
And they have a whole bunch of issues with recruiting, and that's for another discussion, right? For another show. But like, at the same time, I'm like, come on, man. Like, and I was telling you this, right? Because I was watching both this one and the the Military Bowl, the Pitt and ECU game, which by the way, East Carolina won that one, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm wearing the ECU hat today. But like Dabo, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no adjustment from Dabo during this game. They kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I'm like, dude, what you're doing is not working.
Yeah.
Try something new.
And I get hanging your OC out to dry if you're going to get rid of him, and you know you're probably going that route. Which I don't know if Dabo is, but somebody even said like he's just letting him tighten the noose on himself or something like that. I'm like, yeah, but at the end of the day, you gotta for the players, you gotta try to win the game. Like I didn't understand why you don't take Klubnik out unless you got 2 or 3 other quarterbacks on the roster. Are they that bad that you're gonna go down with Klubnik because he's a senior? Like I don't get that crap. I don't give a crap if he's a senior. I don't give a crap if he's freaking Trevor Lawrence. If he's not completing passes, get his ass out of there and throw somebody else in and see what happens. Wake him up. I don't know, but that's an indictment on our quarterback room going forward as well.
Yeah,
and he better find somebody that can throw the ball. If you don't have anybody you can put in there in a disaster like that to change the game a little bit, spark something, who knows? I mean, we've seen it time and time again where you've had a guy come in. I mean, hell, look at Hawaii. Their freaking quarterback goes down and they think he's got a concussion. It's 4th down. The game's on the line. You got 10 seconds to go in the game. What do? You put your backup quarterback in. What does he do? He throws a freaking touchdown to win the game. Like, come on. If you can't put your backup quarterback in, by the way, to make some plays, that was a heck of a game. But if you can't if you don't have anybody on your roster, when you've got a quarterback that's throwing one hoppers to the receivers that can go in there and at least for a series or two, like just wake his ass up. Like, look, if you're not getting it done, we're pulling you.
Right. That's my problem. Like, dude,
I don't get that. He tries to stick with somebody like, oh, he's got to work through it. He's better. The worst phrase I ever hate to hear a coach say is he gives us the best chance to win. Not right now. He doesn't.
You know how I feel about Dabo, so I'm not even going to go into that and I wanted to give you the space to do it because that's your team, that's your alma mater, right? Like that's you right there. That's you. Me from looking from the outside in, I'm like, dude, and I was getting so frustrated on Saturday morning watching this game because I'm like, they are not making any adjustments whatsoever. Granted, was the weather shitty? Absolutely. So you change tactics. Okay. Yeah. So if you know that you cannot throw the ball in this weather conditions, start running the ball, start doing different things, start doing dink and dunks. Don't do the long passes.
Yeah.
Right. Do some play actions and things like that. But you didn't do anything. You just kept going to the same thing over and over, to the same well over and over and over. Like what's the definition of insanity? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you keep trying the same thing and hope for different results.
This was it. They're like, you were expecting for a different result when the different result was not going to happen.
Right. And I've been preaching this for several years. Well, again, I'm going to keep harping on Riley. I'm not going to apologize for harping on him because his play calling is absolutely garbage. But how do you not have guys, if you're not completing these passes, like you said, have your guys line up in the slot, take 3 steps, turn in, hit him with the ball. Take 3 steps, turn in, hit him with the ball. Like the end slant is your go-to to get a couple of completions, to get some momentum, and they don't freaking do it. All we do is throw these stupid-ass screen passes off to the sideline, and by the time they get the ball out there, the defense has read it, and they've got 4 guys waiting to tackle them either behind the line or for a 2-yard gain or something. It's like,
well, not only that, but okay, then, but at that point, if you're doing those 2-3 yard pass slants, the defense is giving you that. Take that.
Take it till they don't. And then all of a sudden, as you line up like you're going to do that, and you send the running back off the other side, and they, you turn like you fake that, you hand off, and you look like you're going to make a quick pass to the right, and the running back's going left. Like, and I know Eric gave me crap because I said this on our chat. It's like, I could draw up 20 plays better than what he's running right now. He's like, oh, look at him. He could, absolutely. I could take a piece of paper right now.
I agree with you because at the same time, you're like, okay, so if the defense is giving you that, not one, you're controlling the pace of the game. 2, you're getting the defense tired. What happens when the defense gets tired? Right? The defense starts making mistakes and then they start, missing plays. That's when you start attacking. but they didn't do that at all the whole time. I'm like Clemson, and I didn't tell you this, but like when I saw it and I saw it again, I'm like, Penn State's going to win this game, and they're going to win it because Clemson is not changing their tactics at all. They kept doing the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm like, come on, man. And if you have a quarterback that's not throwing you that far, change your tactics, change your game plan. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, man, this is not working out. Let's change the game plan. That's why you game plan. That's why you make a plan and you said, all right, what happens if this is not working? What do we do after that? They didn't do that at all.
Right. I mean, defense didn't tackle worth the crap on some plays too. I mean, the guy that 183-yard play they had, you had two Clemson guys converge on that guy from each side.
Correct.
And they basically bounce off of him and he just takes off downfield. I'm like, how do you not take that guy off his feet?
Morning, Patrick. How are you, buddy?
Patrick?
I gave him so much grief, but Donnie deserves credit for his objectivity. By the way, good morning, guys. Morning.
Hey, I say it all the time. I am a reasonable fan. Not so much for Eric, but me. Yeah.
Hello from Brazil. All right, now look
Brazil?
at that. That's cool.
Right.
Roll Tide. Can't say Roll Tide. Sorry, buddy. That's not going to
no
happen. Not on this show.
No.
I'm not even. I mean, my niece goes to ECU. I didn't even go to school here. You know what I mean? I went up at school up in Ohio. So no.
As a Clemson guy, the only thing I can say roll to is roll turd.
Yeah.
Roll Tide. That's my chant when I hear that.
But thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening
on this show. Appreciate that. Again, like I said, there was 2 games going on at once, which was interesting, right? Which this is when I really do appreciate having ESPN, the app, because I was watching 2 games at once. The 2 only bowl games that were happening at once, which was that game and the ECU Pittsburgh game. Right. Because the ECU Pittsburgh game was the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis was the Gold Bowling Military Bowl.
Yeah.
Right. Your game, by the way, which was also kind of hurt you a little bit, right? Because it was your favorite college team playing in your favorite baseball team stadium, and they didn't do anything. And so that one hurt. I'm sorry. I know it hurt a little bit. So,
but everybody gave me grief about why I didn't go to the game, and thank God I did not go to the game. I was
honestly spending all that money just to go see that trash of a game.
I'd have been more livid than I am now, having spent money to go sit in the cold in the snow in New York to see that garbage.
Yeah. Hey, Saban, when he was a head coach, listen, gotta hand it to him. Right now, he's kind of an idiot, making some stupid comments.
He's not much of an analyst, but he's a hell of a coach.
110%. You're right. I'll give him that.
At times, he can have some decent points, but he's
he's
still too opinionated on some things. I'm like,
this whole thing on the Power 5 and that's still that one irks me a little bit. So.
Well, he drank the SEC Kool-Aid for so many years and still does. So.
Yeah. So I told you we had this conversation. He started at my old school, my alma mater.
Yeah,
played at Kent State.
Yeah.
And he started his coaching career over there at Kent State. That's where I graduated from, Kent State University. So.
I heard the funniest thing the other day is that the SEC is going to work on making a whole set of bowl games where SEC teams play SEC teams, so that they can win more bowl games.
It's good Kool-Aid. Hey, man, listen, you guys are been successful for a long time, so I can't hate it on the SEC. But yeah,
don't
I
have
saw
to
that.
Like it though. Don't have to like
true.
Well, so back to just Carolina team. So NC State did well in their bowl, and as you said, ECU did well in their bowl. So a couple of good outcomes for some teams in the Carolinas so far.
Well, ECU was during that game in the Pittsburgh and Pirates game, which was interesting because at first I was like, once the first half ended, I was like, man, this thing is boring as all hell. These 2 games. I'm like, these games are boring. And then ECU and Pittsburgh, y'all good guys. I'll share this. Have a great day. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for checking in.
Thank you for checking
Every
it
Monday
out.
morning, we talk sports, North and South Carolina. So
I appreciate you, man. Take care. Have a good one. But then those two teams heard my saying, to you guys, like, this game sucks, and it did. The first half was absolutely atrocious. It was not good, right?
Yep.
ECU only had 3 points. The Panthers had a touchdown, so they were 7-3 at the half, and then all of a sudden ECU came out, and I was like, all right, let's go ahead and get this going, and so did Pitt.
That's called making the halftime adjustments right there.
Half going back to your game, making halftime adjustments. Like, Donnie, did you see that Keith Adams Jr.'s comments after entering the portal?
I did. That goes back to what I said about C.J. Spiller. He is not a running backs coach, and Keith Adams Jr. said the same. That's basically, I think, if not at him, it's at some of the other coaches. It's probably at Riley too, because Riley doesn't seem to
believe in the running back.
He doesn't believe in the running back game at all. I mean,
it was obvious. It was blatantly obvious on
the off season. The off season for us, because we had lost some good running backs last year, was the fact that Randall was moving from wide receiver to running back. That he was born to be a running back. He's a big guy. He's already a receiver, so coming out the backfield, he's going to catch a lot of balls too, because he's built as a receiver, played as a receiver, and he's tall and all that. And what do? From the get-go, first game, we do not run the ball. Like, it just like, what happened? Like, this was going to be our bread and butter to base the offense off of this running game with Randall back there. And then they didn't utilize it. They didn't utilize any running game all year long. And I don't blame Keith Adams for leaving. I wish he wouldn't. I wish some of these guys would stick around if changes are going to be made. If changes are not going to be made, I told you guys, I'm going to stop apologizing for Dabo, because this is his chance. This is his chance to save, for me, seeing that there is a vision there to get back on track.
That's my thing. You have an opportunity now, because your players are telling you, and so all these players are entering the portal telling you, guys, this is not working. Your dude right there, that's not working.
Yeah, I want to go somewhere where I can play. You got a running back that tells you that? That's bad. I don't know how Woody Dantzler would be as an OC, but he'd be better than what we got now.
So there's that. So let's go back to really quick here to let's go back to the ECU game, because I was very happy with which, by the way, ECU was wearing some beautiful uniforms.
Yeah,
that ECU on the helmet. I'm a massive fan when it comes to, like, helmet designs and all of that. And
there were a lot of good ones on Saturday.
They were, man. You know what? My favorite ones, the Pop-Tart Bowl helmets.
Yes.
With the sprinkles right down the middle on the helmet. Those were absolutely fire. But anyways, ECU came out and in the second half, and they make some second, half adjustments. So did Pittsburgh. They're like, okay, let's go ahead and get this going. And it showed, right? Because, then right off the bat in the third quarter, touchdown. Right off the bat, Anthony Smith, a 47-yard pass touchdown to Cheston Ditta. So that was not bad at all. That put ECU up 10-0. Then Pittsburgh came back up and said, all right, Rasheed Biles, 23-yard fumble return. Good, let's go. All right, so that put Pitt up 14-10, and I saw that fumble. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
that was rough. And then here we go. All right. So, and then this is all in the third quarter. Okay. So in the third quarter goes Anthony Smith, 72-yard pass from Cheston Ditta. Boom. Done. There it is. All right. So now you're up 17-14. And then that was it. That was like really the only thing that happened. And there was 2 plays, 75 yards for that one in the third. Okay. And so I was like, all right, cool. Why we got this, right? All right. Then there's a field goal from ECU. Not bad. Another field goal from ECU. So they couldn't. Pittsburgh decided, they're like, all right, we're going to allow you to get some yardage, but we're not going to give you the touchdown. We'll let you get, field goals. You get field goals. At the very least, you have an opportunity to say, hey, if we score a touchdown, then at that point, then we can go ahead and try to get it closer.
Yeah.
And the only thing that could do was like with 5 minutes left was get another field goal, and that was really it for Pitt. Again, great game. Well, not great game. Great second half.
Yeah. I mean, and then the total stats, I mean, if you look at the overall, East Carolina shouldn't have won this game. The only
No.
the one telling stat as to why Pitt lost the game and ECU did win the game is turnovers.
Yeah.
Pitt had 5 turnovers because they outpaced them in passing yards and rushing yards. They both were horrible on third down, but ECU was 2 for 15 on third downs, but they had 5 takeaways and only gave up the ball once. So if you're going to turn the ball over, you're going to lose the game.
Pitt
That's simple.
control the time of possession as well, which is important.
Yeah.
You know, there is one thing that ECU controlled, and that was in penalties.
Yeah.
By 5 yards, but at least they won that one.
Right.
You know, it was not a lot of penalties. Okay, there was like some small penalties here and there because Pittsburgh only had 3 penalties for 35 yards, and ECU had 5 penalties for 40 yards. Right. So, not bad at all. Now, overall, like, and you said, total yards, Pitt had 376, where ECU had 249.
Yep.
You're right. Best part of the Pop-Tart Bowl was the Pop-Tarts. I'm sorry. You're right. You're 100% right. What was I thinking? I apologize, man.
I love that they call that bowl the People's National Championship. That is so. I mean,
that is
Pop-Tarts people absolutely do a phenomenal job with that.
Absolutely killed it.
The marketing of that bowl, the way they do everything, all of this stuff. They give no Fs. They just like we're all in the Pop-Tart costume people. They are fantastic. They just are into it. I mean, did you see the even the referees' flags? The yellow flags had the sprinkles on. I mean, everything, like all these little touches.
They thought about everything.
Exactly.
They thought about everything. And by the way, if I can get my hands on one of those 3/4 zip sweaters, man, listen.
Yep, those are fantastic.
Abby, give us a minute. We will be talking about the NFL. Specifically, we're going to be talking about this disastrous NFC South. Because our Carolina Panthers here did not do themselves any favors. So we're going to talk about that. Also, but it kind of like at the same time, what did I say, though? I called it. I've been calling it. It's going to go down to the last game. It's going to go down to the game between Tampa and Carolina.
Yep, absolutely.
And so there it is.
Yep, we'll get to that shortly.
We're going to get in that shortly, but I wanted to get into some of these other games that we had going on. Like I said, you know what? Here's what I want to do. Danny, and not to really put some more salt on the wound or anything, my friend. I do apologize for that. But I want to take a look at the numbers overall for this game, for the Mowers Bowl, right? The Bad Boy Mowers Bowl. And so Penn State controlled yardage, 397 to 236. No turnovers really on this game. It was even, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Right. First downs, Penn State controlled that one, 20 compared to 16. Penalties, Penn State had more penalties.
Yeah.
3 penalties for 35 yards when Clemson played a clean game when it comes to penalties, which was 5 yards.
And that goes back to the referee and crew because there were way more than 4 penalties in that game.
You could have seen.
Which at times you're glad they don't call them. And I guess in the end, had we won, I'd have been glad they weren't calling some things. But the ones that are so obvious, I don't care which way it goes. It absolutely infuriates me. I mean, that one I sent you guys, and I know it was a pass interference against Clemson, but if it had been the other way around and still not called, I would have been like, how in the hell do you not call that? That is bad on the officiating as a whole. I don't care which team it is, because he basically tackles our guy in the end zone. The guy standing 3 feet from him looking at the play and goes, nothing. Like, really?
I'll say this. They did let him play.
They did. They let them play.
They let them play.
And the reason there was no interceptions thrown, it's hard to intercept a grounder. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah. Third down. Penn State had 11 made out of 19.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what's super glaring right there. And
that's
third
where they
downs
won the game.
were for Clemson. Out of 15 that went for third down, 5 of them.
Yep.
They controlled third down. Fourth down, that was all Clemson right there, which was only 3 of them. They went 2 for 1. And Penn State controlled the time and possession, 33 minutes compared to 26 minutes. Again, you control the time and possession, in my opinion. I've always said this. If you control the time and possession, you're going to win the game.
Yep. Yeah, if
You're
you
gonna win
don't,
the
then
game.
you've made some other huge mistake somewhere.
Correct. And so that's just one thing that I was saying. It's like you're not controlling the game.
Yeah.
When you could, and it was bad weather, right? Like, I mean, it was cold, it was miserable. But there was no, I'm not even.
Well, Penn State played inspired. That's the other thing. When you go against a team that's lost their coach for the year,
Yep.
Their season just kind of went sideways fast on them.
Correct.
Those kids were playing inspired. They wanted to prove something, whatever it was. They wanted to prove it, and that's something you've got to try to overcome, and we did not. So
I'm gonna mention one ball game here, and I apologize, guys, but I really want to talk about this one because it was such an interesting game to me. And that was the New Mexico Bowl. I don't know if you saw part of this game.
I watched. Yeah, I watched. I didn't watch a lot of this game. I'm sorry. I watched a lot of the end of this game because it was
the
going
end of
on
this
at the same
game
time
was
as one of the other.
wild.
Yes, it was.
North Texas, San Diego State, which, by the way, the head coach for San Diego State used to be the head coach for my alma mater, Kent State, right? Then he went for 1 year to Colorado, become the offensive coordinator at Colorado, and then he became the head coach of San Diego State. Listen, the dude stepped up. He went from Mac now to this. So, like, congratulations to him. I wish him nothing but the best. I have nothing but great things to say about this head coach. Man, this ending was wild.
Yeah,
okay.
was.
Because their starting quarterback was injured, so that he couldn't play. So they had the backup quarterback. He was playing, but then he got injured. Right. Then they put this kid, and this kid went off. And this is when San Diego went off after that because they couldn't do anything. But congratulations to the Mean Green of North Texas. The fourth quarter was one of the wildest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, San Diego State scored 27 of their 47 points in the fourth quarter. That's they were on the major comeback right there.
They were, and you know what? They made it very close. They needed a field goal, but the problem is they made some mistakes on there when they were trying to score the last touchdown that really cost them that, because if they would have scored a touchdown right away, they would have had an opportunity to, do an onside and then possibly at that point, right? And again, there's a lot of things that could have happened, but they wasted a lot of time. And I think that can be cleaned up into going into next year. But they had a really successful year at 9-4. North Texas, their head coach is moving on to another opportunity. He was still able to coach that game and got them to the 12-2, which, I mean, I respect that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things where he's not going to, another team in the conference. He's not staying at the same level and calling that position a better position than the one he's at. He's moving up to a bigger school in a bigger conference. And,
you can't be mad at that.
No, props to North Texas. I mean, at that level as an administrator and as an AD, your guys are going to be sought after for growth jobs. And that's what it is. And you've got to you gotta always be prepared for that.
And
if you're not, then you're stupid.
Right. And unless you're willing to cough up some money, right, to keep the head coach there, eventually that head coach is going to say, hey, listen, I did my best. I did what I could. I brought your team up to where I think it can go, as high as it can go. Good luck to you. I'm going to a better opportunity, which, again, you cannot hate on our head coach on that. He did it the right way.
Well, and you've got to hope. And a lot of times you have a situation with these smaller schools where you have somebody on that staff that's sort of in grooming for a head coaching position. And a lot of times that's the guy it's handed off to. Like, he doesn't move up with that staff because he doesn't want to be a coordinator or coach at a next level yet. He wants to be a head coach now.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you got that. Now, that's not always the case. I don't think that's the case here, but there is a lot of times that is the case. or you also have guys at an even smaller level that are looking to move up to
Yeah.
this level. So,
And again,
yeah,
listen, we're not saying don't move up. We're not saying go for the opportunities. I'm saying it was done the right way.
yeah, it was done the right way. Absolutely done the right way.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
There was the other couple of games. I'm sorry, Patrick, if you are still watching, and I don't know why you're up. This is your day off, my friend. But LSU did not play. They played okay. Sorry, they lost to Houston. The Kinder's Texas Bowl. I don't know what this meant, but
Well, Kinder's is a sauce, like a sauce company. I have several sauces. They make
So
some
ma-
really good stuff.
so many names.
I know, it's crazy.
Virginia ACC right there.
Yeah. That was a good game. It was a low scoring game, but that was a good battle actually for that one. So,
Why at the Pop Tarts Bowl it said BYU's QB eats Georgia Tech's Pop Tarts for breakfast. Uh,
I guess cuz they were winning, I guess.
They
I don't
were.
know.
They were.
Although they weren't early, but they came
Yeah.
back to win in the fourth quarter of that game. So,
True. Yeah, so but
back to the Houston LSU game real quick, because Houston's been overlooked this year. Houston their defense is a beast. I mean, I picked them to beat LSU in this game because I just didn't think LSU is a very good team overall. And it was funny, BYU, LSU, they had Lane Kiffin up in the booth interviewing during that game.
that.
And then they made a big deal about the fact after he did the interview, he left the game. It's like, why would you not sit there and watch this team that you're taking over and these players in person? Like, you're just like, yeah, I popped in, did my interview, I'm out.
And then I'm out. But listen.
Just the optics of that are bad. I don't care who you are.
The optics of it looks bad. Just stay there, dude. Stay there. That's your future team right there. And I get you don't want to be a distraction. And if you don't want to be a distraction, stay up in the stands. In the stands.
Yeah, the booth. I mean, there's got to be a box up there. You just sit up in the box and you just watch this team and study what they're doing, and if there's any guys that you know are coming back, what they're doing. So, I mean, anyway, that was actually a pretty good game overall, because Houston is so much better than anybody give credit.
Yeah, they are 21st in the country right now, right? I mean, they're 10-3, brother. 10-3, right? We're talking about two teams already. There are top 25. We were talking about the North Texas, who is 12-2 and is 25th in the country. Then you got the Houston Cougars, who is 10-3. Listen, and if we go look at the time of possession, Houston controlled it, and it was big, 38 minutes compared to 21 minutes. And Patrick, you're right. LSU blew it. No excuses. Absolutely, 110%. Right. 32 first downs for Houston compared to 17 downs for LSU. All right. Total yardage, 437 for Houston compared to 344 for LSU. LSU only had one turnover, and that was it. That was only a turnover. Again, the most glaring thing for me right here is these first downs, 32-17. That's over half right there, man. That's half right there.
Exactly.
That's insanity. Penalties was horrible. All right. This goes to coaching, down to coaching. Okay. So listen to this. LSU, 9 penalties for 95 yards.
Yeah.
Compared to Houston, who had 4 penalties for 29 yards. Van Buren hasn't impressed me. Yeah. I wonder what he's. And listen, again, we're talking about a current team. We don't know what's going to happen now with Lane, right? What Lane's going to do, who he's going to bring, transfer portal and all that. We haven't gotten into that whole situation because we don't know. We just don't know who's going to be. Like everybody is saying, like, oh, this player's. Although I have been seeing so many. This player's going to the transfer portal. This player's going into the transfer portal. This play. I'm like, Lord Jesus, like, what is going on? And I know how you feel about this.
Yeah.
Even coaches getting penalties. Agreed. So, it's not a good game.
No,
No, not a good game at all. But you know what wasn't also a good game either?
the Sunday game.
The Sunday games, 2 games
Games, yeah.
specifically, right? Because here's what needed to happen, right? Let's just a little background. Like last Monday we talked about this. Is like it really is upon Carolina to they win the division. That was it. Like that's all they needed to do, right? And they were at home and they needed to win the division. That's all they needed to do. Again, it was against Seattle, right? In Seattle, we've been talking about Seattle's defense is top 5. They are a really good defense. I'm not saying anything bad. I knew it was going to be a tough one. But when you go into the game and you look at what's going on, you're like, why aren't they playing better?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the weather was kind of miserable, but these guys are used to that. It wasn't as bad as a lot of other games can be or were.
But you should see the Cleveland Pittsburgh game. That was a crappy game,
right?
Weather-wise.
But you had the Seahawks on their heels to start the game, and you didn't put them away. I mean, and a lot of that has to do with their defense not letting Bryce do anything. But when you had the Seahawks not making plays offensively, and you kept getting the ball back, you've got to capitalize on that.
If I'm a defender
because our defense got worn out, and that's why the second half was just
that was it, and
got out of control.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like you knew that, like as soon as like the defense got tired, they were going to start making mistakes, which they did. Yeah. Have you seen the numbers for Bryce Young?
I have not. I haven't looked specifically at the box score on that. Let's see.
All right, so let me do it. 14 for 24, 54 yards, 1 interception, did not throw a single touchdown. He got sacked twice, and his rating was a 45.
Yeah, that's bad.
That is not good. Granted, Sam Darnold wasn't better either. Sam Darnold was 18 for 27, 147 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He got sacked 3 times for 22 yards, and his rating was 77.
Yeah. You got to capitalize on a bad day by Darnold, and they didn't do that. I mean, Charbonnet is what killed him. I mean, the running game.
Charbonnet.
I got so sick of hearing Charbonnet. It was like a waiter was bringing another glass of Charbonnet to the table. It's like, come on.
2 touchdowns. He scored 2 touchdowns.
But he was. I mean, yeah. It just was crazy. I mean, we just didn't have anything going. We couldn't get the running game going. Again, props to Seattle's defense on that. Dowdle, 59 yards on 12 carries. Bryce got 1 rushing touchdown. That was a pretty good play in itself. But Teteroa McMillan went out, I think, with an injury in the game, and that didn't help either.
Mm-hmm.
Just the passing game was just non-existent, really.
It was not good.
No, not at all. But that you still had a chance going down the stretch, and that face mask penalty by J.C. Horn. I mean, Rhonda was looking at me because I was screaming, like I was just livid, like I was going to bust a vein or something. It's like these guys just flail their arms, and I mean, I get in the heat of the moment. Sometimes you don't think about it, but like you can't be like, if the guy catches the ball, you can't just be like throwing your hand up like you're trying to grab. Like, push him out of bounds. You're right there on the sideline. Just put your hands into his side, shove him out of bounds. You cannot take a face mask. I mean, that they had him stopped. It was going to be 4th down, and they were going to punt.
And then they gave him the face mask.
You give him the face mask. They go down. They get a touchdown. Then they get another touchdown. It was just like that. The wind went out of Carolina for sure.
Well, Bryce Young did. Bryce Young giveth, Bryce Young taketh away.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm going to say on that, because he didn't play a good game at all, man. It was a horrible game. And by the way, I have to mention it. Glasser Charbonnet, see what you did there. It was a dad joke right there for you guys. And Patrick appreciates that.
Exactly.
Bryce Young played like shit. That there's no other way. Pardon my language.
Yeah.
I apologize, but he played like shit because you knew and what you needed to do. You knew what you needed to do. Like,
Yeah.
you played a good game last week. And by the way, also my daughter was like, because I was kidding. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And Mia goes, "Daddy's just a game." So I got reminded really quickly what the game was. And so
Well, and the other thing is they kept harping on this in the broadcast, the fact that they weren't showing the Tampa Bay score anywhere in the stadium. Maybe
so
they should have, because if they'd have
yeah,
seen Tampa Bay was losing that game, it might have been inspired to do
they
something.
probably would have lit a fire on our ass, because my God,
Exactly.
it was not good.
I had both games going side by side, and I was excited that Tampa Bay was losing and waiting for us to do something, and it just never came. It just never
I just
happened.
wish I wasn't right. I really wish. I really wanted to be wrong on the whole, like waiting for the end of the last game of the season to decide what the outcome of this division is going to be. And here we are,
Yeah.
8-8 teams. And it's not. Here's the thing, though. It's become harsher now because guess what? It's in Tampa.
Yeah. Yeah, now we got to go down there and beat them at their home in order to win, not the other way around. I'd feel better if it was the other way around and
If
we
it
had
was,
already beat them there.
I'm not confident.
No, me neither. And maybe I should just look at it that way, as like, you know what? I'm not confident. Um,
But I'll say this: Miami showed up
yeah,
for that Tampa game, Battle
yep.
of Florida, because Miami scored 20 on Tampa. They, for the most part, I gotta hand it to Quentin Ewers. Quentin Ewers was 14 for 22, 172 yards. Right, he threw 2 touchdowns, did not get an interception. He was sacked twice. Excuse me, but his rating was 118. Then you go over to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield made some mistakes, but you know how Baker Mayfield is. Baker Mayfield is a gunslinger, right? And
Right.
so he went 33 for 44, 346 yards. He averaged 7.9. He got 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And that was his mistake right there. So his rating was 93.6%, which again, not bad if you consider who the person is.
Right.
And so the fact that Tampa is 7-9 and has a 54% chance percent to make the playoffs versus Carolina, who is 8-8 with a 46% chance is wow, 110%. How insane is that? That they're giving a higher percentage to Tampa over Carolina.
Um,
I don't understand that.
the higher, you say that again, the higher percentages for Carolina.
The higher percentages for Tampa.
Oh, it's for Tampa. Yeah.
They're 7-9 right now. Tampa 7-9. Okay, they have a 54% of making the playoffs, and Carolina has a 46% chance. And Carolina is 8-8. Tampa is 7-9.
Yeah.
I that one to me is just, and I know where you went there because I was looking at it on the playoffs picture there. They're talking about the percentages. If you go on ESPN, it gives you a pretty good look at what they have going on. 48.6% actually, Patrick. The Panthers have a 48.6% chance of making the playoffs, and then you got the Buccaneers at a 51.3%. So pretty much what they're saying is this is an even game.
Well, the thing is, I saw this last night and I didn't follow it because it was so fast on NBC. There's still a scenario that if Carolina and Tampa end up tied, that Carolina can win the tiebreaker, but it's up to Atlanta. And I don't want to put my faith in Atlanta.
No, I
But
wouldn't either.
if Atlanta, it's not out of the realm of possibility. If Atlanta can win the last game of the season against New Orleans and Carolina and Tampa are tied, Carolina would win the tiebreaker. So we need Atlanta to beat New Orleans in the week 18. So we'll have to see.
Interesting. And then we should talk about this one. Right now, I'm not too confident. And by the way, we're going to break down this game a little bit more on Tuesday on the DSC Sports Show at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm not confident. I'm going to say that right now.
Yep.
I'm not too confident on this one because of the way that this is going. The way that, and to be honest with you, the way that that Bryce Young has been playing leads me to believe that, like, I don't know if he got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this was a big game for them to win. This was a Seattle game. You had the opportunity, like you said, the defense was playing really good. They had Seattle right there, and you cannot expect the defense to be playing that much all the time. And then all of a sudden, the offense is not, like they're not helping you out. Like the defense got you the ball back, and then you just cough it up right away. Like those are the kind of things that just it infuriates me, right? And like, come on, man. That interception by Bryce Young was in the fourth quarter. It was not good. Then you had Dowdle who fumbled the ball. I mean, dude punched him perfectly. Like, I mean, he got punched perfectly and coughed off the ball. I mean, it happens. I get that part, but it's like with Bryce Young, you can control where you throw the ball, and you threw the wrong person.
Right.
So it angers me. I was not, and granted, this is not my team. Okay. If you guys already know by now, my team is the Cleveland Browns. And that was even more infuriating. But at least they got the win. I cannot wait. Mike's not here this morning. But Mike, don't you worry. I'm gonna be waiting for you to pay up on Tuesday night.
Okay. It was funny. You and Eric were texting about him not showing up, and as soon as y'all did, it was like the universe must have heard something in the universe, because then he texted me and I shared that with you guys. It was like y'all were both on the same wavelength with that game at the same time. So
it was a shitty game.
Yeah,
it was a shit game. And I'll touch on this. Pittsburgh concentrated so much more on one player.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they did. They were like, no, we are not going to let Myles Garrett get the record. And look what happened. You lost the game. And now you have an opportunity to possibly not make the playoffs at all.
Right.
And have Baltimore beat you because they play in Baltimore.
Right. I mean, as bad as the Ravens have been all year, the fact that they could still win the division in the last week of the season is insane to me.
That goes to show you how bad. Okay. So they obviously, Myles Garrett needs one sack. That's it. That's all he needs. He needs one sack to get the single season record, which I think he will. He'll get it next game.
Yeah.
But they doubled him up so much, and they doubled and tripled him so much during that game that they allowed the defense to dictate the outcome of that game.
Right.
The Steelers allowed the defense to dictate the outcome of that game.
Yep.
So there goes to that. All right. So we have about a few minutes here. I want to talk about this matchup between Tampa and Carolina. What are your thoughts?
I don't know what to think. I mean, Tampa's been walking wounded week in and week out for a while now. They've started getting everybody back healthy. They still don't look good.
No.
Baker's made a lot of mistakes. I want to say I think we've got the better defense, but we can't make stupid mistakes on defense and let them get easy plays. I mean, you got to control Mike Evans. He's always the Carolina killer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to control Mike Evans, and our defense has got to control the pace of the game. And then, like we say with Bryce, I mean, Bryce can't lose the game for you. He may not win it. I mean, I know he's got some comeback wins. We don't need a comeback scenario. We need to get out and get ahead. Yeah, we don't need a comeback scenario in Tampa. We need to get ahead and stay ahead early in this game. I mean, we got to get Dowdle running. I mean, the weather hopefully will be good because it's in Florida. We won't have hopefully any weather issues to deal with, and hopefully our Tetaroa is going to be okay, and we just got to get on track offensively. We cannot make mistakes.
Man,
you can't go into this game as a player like so hard pressed that you've got to win it. I know they got to win it, but you can't go into it thinking we got to win it. You got to go out there and just play a clean game.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have it in us. We'll see. I'm fingers crossed. If they win it, great. If they don't, well, then they've had a good season, but it'll also be sort of a falter here at the end on what could have been a better thing. First round in the playoffs, they're probably going to get beat. So I don't know who they play, but it's like you got to at least make the playoffs, win the division.
say-
At least that's an accomplishment.
They're playing on Saturday. Okay. Their game is on Saturday. Carolina at Tampa. They're playing at 4:30 on ABC ESPN.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what they have. And so the line is right now they're giving Tampa the 3 points. Okay.
So that's a pick 'em game basically because they're getting
Pretty
the home
much.
3.
Exactly.
Yep.
So they're giving Tampa the 3 points right there. So it's 50-50 from what they're saying. I agree with you. I think if Carolina's defense is going to be the key for me, like if they're able to dictate the outcome of the game, I think the Carolina wins.
Yep.
But again, that's an if, right? It's a big if because we have been able to see like we saw they were playing really good, but then you had the offense not do anything. They was very anemic this Sunday against Seattle. And again, Seattle's defense is good, guys. It's top 5. I'm not taking anything away from Seattle's defense. In the last, I think it's like 2-3 years, Seattle going East Coast, traveling East Coast, they're 9-2.
Yeah, it was funny because y'all pick on me and I get picked on for the fact that I bring up teams traveling
it's
east for a
hilarious.
1:00 game, that it's a thing, and it's like it's not a thing. It is a thing, but Seattle has figured it out. And what vindicated me was that even Ian Eagle said, "Well, Seattle wins another traveling east 1:00 game." Like he wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't a thing.
Seattle is on its own.
They are on their own. They've broken the code.
Yep. So
Not some of the other teams.
if you were to and I'm not going to hold you to this, right? I mean, because we haven't made our picks yet, but like if you were to make a pick for this game, who would you got?
I would say it's just sitting here right now. Hopefully, with a lot of hope in my heart, Panthers 17-14.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game. It's not a shootout. I mean, it could also be one of those weird scores because of field goals or something. I mean, like a 15-12 or something weird like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's going to be something around that, and I hope that that's what it ends up being, that we hold them to 10 to 14 points max, and we can outscore them. So
I like it. I think it'll be decided by a field goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it'll be a less than 3 point.
Yeah.
Like it'll be a field goal to win by 1 or 2. Either way.
I agree. The way that these two teams have been playing, and again, listen.
Or it could be a 13-10 win. That's like 10-10 boring ass game all day long, and a field goal at the end. So yeah,
right, exactly. And listen, and again, please don't take this as like Ed is throwing the flag on Carolina's season already, but they've had a really good season compared to what they had the last couple of years. Right? They have been in the toilet for so long. Trust me, I know what that looks like. I'm a Browns fan. Carolina has, with Canales, I told you this, right? Canales is a really good head coach. He's done an absolutely wonderful job with what he has to work with. I'm not a fan of Young. Neither are you.
Nope.
I think they hold the number 18 pick in the draft as of right now. Right?
Yeah.
They need to do a little bit of a better job in the offensive line, but then so does a lot of other teams this year. Offensive line has been the key for me that I've noticed this year. That has not been a good thing. But coming back to this game is, I'm gonna give. If I was to pick right now, I give Tampa the edge a little bit right now. They got Godwin, they got Evans. God, what's that kid? Their running back.
Is it White? No, not White.
No,
The
Bucky.
Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving. Yeah.
Right. They got some good weapons. Right.
Yep.
And the key is right now is Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback than Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Why even with throwing all of the interceptions with Baker Mayfield, I got to give the edge to Baker on that one.
Yeah, I mean he's got the experience.
He does. He's been in the league longer,
and he's got more weapons. So yeah, it's just a matter of controlling him, defensively controlling him, and controlling the run game.
Also, I think Baker has kind of like a extra grind against Carolina. He did get released by them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He never really got an opportunity in Carolina.
Yeah, this will be the third week in a row. Although we played Baker, this will be the second game out of 3 in a row that Baker or Darnold, who were both with the Panthers at the same time, play against the Panthers to finish the season. It's crazy.
And then they decided to stick with Young.
Yeah. So.
And listen, congratulations to both Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. They've both gotten some good contracts out of it, right?
Yep.
Up in Seattle and then up down in Tampa. And I'm happy for both of them. Congratulations on that. I just wish Bryce Young was better, man. Like, I mean, but anyways.
His ceiling is where he's at right now, in my opinion. Maybe a hair more. He might have one step left to get there, but it's not. He doesn't have a big ceiling beyond where he's at, in my opinion.
So as of right now, and again, this is just my opinion is going to probably change. Yours is probably going to change as well. But as of right now, you got Carolina, I got Tampa, and I think we both agreed it'll be by less than 3 points. It'll come down to a field goal for this game. Stay tuned. On Monday, we will break down this game because this was going to be on Saturday. This will be the deciding game for either Tampa or Carolina. One of them will go on vacation. The other one will be preparing to host a playoff game in the NFC. So congratulations, both of them, guys. Make sure you follow both the mayor and myself. We are on all of the socials. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel so that way when we're dropping new shows and things like that. So thank you again. Danny, any parting words, my friend?
Just hope that this week's better than last week. So
Amen.
I mean, the only thing I got left is the Panthers. Clemson season's done. We're winding down to the football. Looking forward to the bowl games, although Tuesday's bowl games are not looking so promising. But we'll have some playoff games coming up here over the week, and we'll have some other things to talk about next week with heading into college football championship or the next round of playoffs and all that mess. So
correct. So tonight, actually, we have one. We got the Birmingham Bowl. We got App State playing Georgia Southern.
I mean, that could be a pretty decent little game.
Yep. Tomorrow, we got Coastal Carolina going against Louisiana Tech in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. And then
I don't have a lot of hope for Coastal in that game, by the way.
No. Then you got the Music City Bowl, Tennessee and Illinois. That should be an interesting one. And then the Alamo Bowl, USC against TCU in the live from the Alamo Dome. Sorry, I apologize. So those are the games that we have Tuesday and Monday. So today we have one, which is the Birmingham Bowl, which will be at 2 p.m. From Birmingham, Alabama. Guys, thank you so much. We will see you guys on Monday. Make sure that you turn on later on tonight for the Break Even Sports. We are going to be having a special guest. We are going to be talking, you guys will be talking about a lot of wrestling. I
won't be. I'm not going to be there tonight, actually. I'm not going to be there tonight. But
okay, so you won't be there.
I won't be there, but I can't add to the wrestling. My wrestling knowledge goes back 45 years, and there's much more exciting wrestlers to talk about since then. So.
I have no clue. None whatsoever. I'm with you. So we'll see. Thank you, guys. We will see you guys on Monday at 8 a.m. 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Wake
don't
up,
know,
Ed.
Doug. I know. I'm still tired. We'll see you guys.